and power of prayer. How to call heaven to earth. We will be going into chapter 6 on tonight. And the name of the title of chapter 6 is Jesus Model Prayer. And the first thing out was saying the secret to Jesus' success in ministry was a lifestyle of prayer, power of prayer. And he understood what spending that time with the Lord would do for him. So in the first chapter on the first page, page 125, and it is the third paragraph, it reads, for example, the scripture says, very early in the morning, while it was still dark, says, very early in the morning, while it was still dark, rising up a great while before day, Jesus got up, left the house, and all the miraculous miracles that he did, and it was all because of the amount of time that he spent in prayer. Prayer is very important. And it didn't say that the disciples didn't pray, but it did say that Jesus always prayed. He prayed about everything. And that's an example for us that we should be praying about everything. When we get up in the morning, we should be praying. We should be asking God what it is that he would have us to do for that day. And it says that he prayed for hours and took only moments to perform the miracles that he did. That was because he had the power to do that. And we hear Pastor Katrina say all the time, speak the word, send the word. That's what she would say. And she said something else too, and this chapter just made me think about a lot of the things that we have been hearing lately from our pastors and from other ones in the congregation. And something that Pastor Katrina always say is, stay ready. Don't get ready when you're called upon to pray. She tells us how you have to always be oily. You get that oil by praying and spending time with the Father. And those sunny days when we don't have a care in the world, we still can go before those sunny days when we don't have a care in the world, we still can go before the Father in prayer. Because he wants us to spend that time with him. And then we go on, and it goes to the next paragraph. Then we go on, and it goes to the next paragraph. Martin Luther, one of the greatest Catholic monks in history, started the Reformation that created the Protestant movement, and changed the course of the world. Martin Luther said something to the and changed the course of the world. Martin Luther said something to the effect of, when I have a lot to do in a day, I spend more time in prayer because more work is done by prayer than by work itself. He was right. If I am too busy to pray, I'm too busy. If you're too busy to pray, you're too busy. Prayer should not be that thing that we do busy. Prayer should not be that thing that we do at the end of the day when we've done everything. The chapter gets into that a little bit later in it. And something else it talked about the song, This is the Day That the Lord Has Made. And it says the song, This is the Day That the Lord Has Made. And it says, imagine if this is the day that God made, if this is my day, God would be saying, then why don't you come to me and talk with me about your day? If he has given us this day, then truthfully it is his, and he would be honored for us to come and invite him into that day and ask him how he wants us to feel that day. You know, I've begun to ask God, I've begun to ask God, what is my purpose for this day? What would you have me do in this day? And then at the end of the day, I ask God, did I fulfill your purpose that you had for me this day? We all have an overall purpose. God put us all here for a reason and a purpose, but each day has its own purpose. And I ask God, what is my purpose for today? And it may not be anything more. I'm a nurse by trade. It may not be anything, but I'm going to send this difficult person your way, and I need you to be kind to that person. I need you to impart into that person what I give you to give them. And that may be my purpose for that day. Answer. And we have to understand that just because it wasn't like, oh, yes, daughter, do this or do that, this or do that. If he is being silent, it's because it's not time for that. If he is being silent, it's because it's not time for that thing, or that may not be his best for you, and it may not be his will for you. So we have to be able to accept the silence, because silence is an answer. Because silence is an answer. And Pastor K said that too. I don't want to take credit for particular night. I got in the bed with that same excuse, and I heard in my spirit, no, you're not tired. You're just lazy in the things of God. And I was like, okay, I know that's just me. That's not the Lord. And it repeated it, that I was just being lazy because I was finding time and making time to do everything else. But when it came down to the things of God, I would always say, you know my heart. It talks about the results of intimacy with the Father. When we think about intimacy, we think about a relationship, you know. When we think about intimacy, we think about a relationship, you know. We're married, we have children. Those are intimate relationships. And we want to spend as much time with those people as we possibly can. Well, our relationship with the Father is just such as that. He wants an intimate relationship with us. It's the coming together, you know, when we meet here to encourage and strengthen in one another. It's all of those things. But prayer is the key. Prayer gives us access to the courts of heaven. We're able to get to the Father and heaven. We're able to get to the Father and have our petitions known. It's a court because God is the judge. The court because God is the judge. Jesus is the defense attorney. Satan is the prosecutor, and we're the defendant. It's a court. And we need to know how to access the court. We need to know how to miracle. He healed a man that had been sick for 38 years. The people reacted to this healing. They were deeply impressed. Some were angry, others wanted answers. Jesus explained something to them that many of us are still trying to grasp. When I discovered the deep truth that Jesus was teaching here, it changed my whole life, my perspective of myself and my relationship to the Father. So because Jesus was doing these things on the Sabbath, the Jews persecuted